A petition is now going viral to try and make Ogden Canyon safer after a deadly accident over the weekend. What the creator of the petition is asking for.
A major Olympic
starts now.
Thanks for being with us tonight. We are learning new information tonight about a deadly plane crash that happened yesterday in Utah County. Investigators now just identifying that pilot.
Yeah, News Specialist Garna Mejia spoke with his family moments ago. And Garna, this is devastating news for them.
It really is, you guys. If you think about it, his family had just spent the holiday weekend together. He'd taken some of his family members, some of his nieces out flying, and now they get this phone call last night that he's no longer with us. Now, he has been identified as 49-year-old Larry Irwin Kellogg. He was an avid pilot, a loving father. He had 2 daughters, and his parents and sisters described him as someone who was loyal, who cared for others. After losing his wife to brain cancer and recovering from a massive heart attack in 2019, they say Larry found new purpose in flying. Yesterday's incident, they say, and actually fear, was a medical emergency that must have happened to prevent him from landing safely.
And that's the first thing we thought, is it had to have been a medical emergency, because he was meticulous in what he did. He loved it, but he wasn't reckless. I mean, we don't know, but we think his heart, because he knew all the techniques for how to recover if you have mechanical errors or beautiful day out in the open.
Yeah, his family, as you heard, still trying to understand what could have gone wrong, and we won't get those details until that investigation is further down the road. Deputies responded to this incident yesterday just after 6 p.m. It was near Homansville Pass Road in a remote part of Utah County in the Cedar Valley. Now, the plane, as we're learning, departed from Spanish Fork Airport. We're still trying to get details on what that flight path really looked like. We'll bring you those details, as well as what Larry's family hopes his legacy will be when we come back at 6:30. For now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Garna, thanks for that report. Well, a raging wildfire in south central Utah has put a small town on alert tonight.
The Silver King fire exploded over the weekend, more than tripling in size in just 24 hours. News specialist Dan Rascone is on scene in Marysville and joins us live. And Dan, a lot happening there behind you. Yeah, there is, Debbie. We're in KSL-TV.com. New tonight, a petition is going viral right now, aiming to make Ogden Canyon a little bit safer. This comes after a tragic crash that took the lives of 2 people on Saturday. News specialist Brianna Chavez joined us from the mouth of the canyon with what the petition creator is now asking local officials to consider.
Yeah, Mike, the creator of the petition, says he doesn't have any personal ties to the victims of the crash, but he says his family utilizes this road a lot. He felt compelled to do something, which is why he started this petition. Now, this crash again happened on Saturday. UHP says that a bulldozer fell off a tow truck and onto an SUV that killed 2 people and sent 3 others to the hospital. Todd Karen says he was devastated to hear what happened and started the petition yesterday, which now has more than 1,000 signatures. He says the road can be dangerous to maneuver, adding that with little to no shoulder space, large vehicles can pose a threat, and he's hoping that some regulations can be put in place.
You know, we can't undo the past, unfortunately, but what we can do is we can address the present and, you know, seek change in the future. And if we don't get some measure of safety involved on the canyon, this will happen again.
And as we've reported, Lifetime Products released a statement to KSL saying that their CEO, Richard Hendrickson, and his daughter, Sally, were those 2 victims that were killed in the crash. UHB tells us that they are investigating, though, that exact cause of how that bulldozer did fall over. Todd says he understands that this investigation is still underway, but he's just hoping that this petition will start something, hoping that officials will take this issue seriously. I did reach out to UHB and UDOT to see if anything could be done on this matter. We'll hear from them coming up tonight at 6. For Live at 5, I'm Brianna Chavez.
All right, thanks, Brianna. Well, Iron County has decided to...
A petition is going viral to try and make Ogden Canyon safer after a deadly accident this weekend. We spoke to officials, what they had to say. That's coming up
later this month.
After a tragic accident in Ogden Canyon, some are voicing their opinion, hoping to make the road safer. A petition to look into restrictions for large vehicles is now going viral. News specialist Brianna Chavez spoke to the creator of this petition, who explained what he is exactly asking for here. Brianna, what do you know?
Yeah, well, Michael, this all happens after this deadly crash that took the lives of 2 people here over the weekend. The creator of the petition says that this road can be very dangerous. And while the crash is still under investigation and he has no personal connection to the victims, he just says he felt compelled to do something to hopefully prevent another fatality.
There are human lives which are at risk every day on this road.
Todd Caron of Huntsville says, like many in Weber County, his family utilizes Ogden Canyon daily.
The canyon is very narrow. In many places, it's really just 2 lanes of traffic, standard lanes of traffic, with little to no shoulder whatsoever.
Mix that with large vehicles, Todd says the road can become dangerous. On Saturday, 2 people were killed and 3 others were sent to the hospital after UHP says a bulldozer fell off a tow truck and onto an SUV with the victims inside.
Without question, my heart and my prayers go out to the family over this. But in terms of the danger that this road presents to the residents and even the visitors to the valley, it's real. And it needs to be looked at.
Todd started a petition online asking officials to look into restrictions for large vehicles that travel through Ogden Canyon. It now has more than 1,000 signatures just one day after it was created.
What I'm asking for here is that we have somebody take a quantifiable look at the type of vehicles that are utilizing this road and make a real-life determination.
Now, the Utah Highway Patrol tells me that some roads across the state do have curfews for oversized loads that need a permit. They tell me that there are no curfews on this road here over the weekends, and it's unclear if the tow truck had or needed a permit. That is all under investigation. I also reached out to UDOT earlier today. A spokesperson told me they wanted to wait to comment on this until the investigation gets closer to wrapping up, but they said that because this is a state road, they typically do not deny access to specific vehicles. I'll send it over back to you.
Yeah, still quite a few things to sort out, but what an awful story. Brianna, thank you.
Gas bills for thousands
Starts now.
Good evening. At this time last Friday, wildfires scorched a total of 5,000 acres. Right now, more than 20,000 acres burning, and that is from just 2 fires.
And one of them near Bryce Canyon went from 1,000 to 11,000 acres in just hours. But more concerning is the one near the small town of Marysville in south central Utah. Since flaring up on Friday, the Silver King fire has scorched more than 10,000 acres and came close enough to homes that residents were forced to evacuate.
It was a raging fire coming down here with winds, and I didn't think there was any way that we were going to be able to stop it.
The Watson family owns a cabin and believes it was lost to the fire. And while all of this was happening, some firefighting aircraft were grounded, unable to fly because of extreme turbulence. Reinforcements are arriving tonight, and among them, firefighters from here in the Salt Lake Valley.
KSL spoke with some of them tonight, and Andrew Adams has their story. Andrew?
We talked to firefighters from Sandy, but Murray and West Valley are also contributing crews. Still no containment on this fire, so fire teams down south will take all the help they can get.
This is like my second home down here.
As the Silver King fire raged to over 10,000 acres.
I got a lot of family down here. My wife's from down here.
The new arrivals came with a personal stake.
It is nice to be right here and helping in our own state.
Corey Carter has a day job as an engine boss for Sandy City, but for the next 2 weeks, he'll be joining firefighters in battling the largest fire currently burning in Utah.
There's people from all around the country that have come in.
Carter's crew hopes to add versatility to the mix here.
We can go direct fire attack, or we can be doing some triage on structures. Wherever they want us, they can plug us in and we'll go to work.
Nobody is ever ready for an assignment like this.
It's always surreal to be with your family at night, get a phone call and say you're going to be driving out on an engine tomorrow for 14 days plus.
I'm just excited. We trained really hard back in Sandy, and so it's a great opportunity to put that training and that skill set to the test to come help out our community.
These firefighters simply hope to make a difference.
We're all here to protect and serve the communities that we're assigned to.
As they fight the flames in a part of Utah that can desperately use the help.
We're going to have record-breaking heat, and I don't see any moisture in the forecast to help. So I think a lot of resources are going to be needed.
Well, the fire has grown at a rapid pace. Firefighters are throwing everything they can at it. So certainly those extra resources are welcome. Back to you.
All right, Andrew Adams live for us this evening. Andrew, thank you. Also happening right now, more crews on their way to fight the deer.
And feeling his loss. Lauren, thank you.
Tonight, we're learning more about the pilot killed yesterday when his plane went down in Utah County without a clear cause. The family of 49-year-old Larry Irwin Kellogg spoke exclusively with KSL.
First thing they thought is it had to have been a medical emergency because he was meticulous in what he did. He loved it, but he wasn't reckless. I mean, we don't know, but we think his heart, because he knew all the techniques for how to recover if you have mechanical errors.
The family telling us that he had narrowly survived a massive heart attack in the past and took up flying after losing his wife to brain cancer. Utah family reeling tonight, saying that their 15